I'm Tyler.
I'm Shorty.
I'm Miles.
I'm Kara.
And we are The Inner Idiot.
Hey, Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course. Or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked, and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here, too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app, and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
Drop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, because we don't want you choking from all this joking. It ain't wet from sweating. We ain't done yet. Welcome to Inner Idiot Podcast. I am your host, the big, the bald, the beautiful, the brash, the bumbling, and the oftentimes bastardly MC Tyler Havlin. And
Two claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo! And I talk slow and I walk slower. That's just how I roll, people. We got a special episode today. We're going to call this Friends with Idiots. It's going to be a little special series we do. We have not done remote guests before, but here we are going just diving head first into the new world, people. Because that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So let me introduce first. He has been here since day one. My wonderful co-host, the Lord that's never bored, the commander of the comic books. He ain't got a shirt on, ladies, and that's just for you. Two claps and Ric Flair for Lord Shorty Fresh in the flesh. Woo! I wonder if the claps come through because I don't even hear them on my headphones.
I don't know. Everything's
right.
happening all at once. I'm concerned.
It's all right.
It burns when I pee now. Just kidding.
All right.
Not really. You're a medical professional, right? You can answer that. Is that important?
I mean, if you don't know where it came from, it might be important.
Oh, God.
Well, do we ever really know where it came from? I mean, what came first, the chicken or Shorty? I mean, who knows? All right. You hear his voice. He is new to the show. I've been friends with him for a lot of years. He's a man of many hats. He's a paramedicer, if that's a thing. He's a real estate agent. He'll sell you a motherfucking house, maybe even a condo, a trailer if you're lucky. He's
a drop dead price, and then I'll resuscitate.
Yeah. He's in an MC club. That's kind of dangerous and cool. He's got a girlfriend. I don't know her goddamn name.
You called yourself Bastardly. The club is Old Bastards.
See, look, I'm a mascot, man. Motherfucking man. And I'm old. So there you go. Two claps and Ric Flair for Wade Spin Love. Woo! How you doing today, buddy?
Fucking living the dream, man. Living the dream.
That's such a white boy answer.
Nightmares are dreams too, so.
Yeah.
For sure. But now dreams came true because, we've talked about, doing a show together for 5 years now, back when Old Saint Street was a thing. And now here you are.
Here I am.
Here you are. We did
one of the idiots.
Yeah, one of the fucking friends with idiots. We actually did a video together, but unfortunately that was because I'm ignorant when it comes to technology. And it was just he pre-recorded a bunch of answers and then I added them to the video.
I was actually looking back at our old messages and saw that shit. I couldn't get it to load. I wanted to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, it's not even on YouTube anymore. My ex-wife deleted them all. So,
oh wow!
Well, I've got my answers.
Well, it really upset me when she did that because you can't like burn a Picasso and then expect him to repaint it. You know what I mean? That was my art.
Yeah.
It was God. All right. So again, really excited to have you here. For this first segment, this is what we've done on the Instagram lives in the past. You just bring in an embarrassing story.
I don't think you're ready for this one, man.
Dude, it can't be no worse than my exploding penis.
I don't think I've heard that one. So I'm gonna need to hear.
God.
Oh, you'll hear it. I'm going to ask your medical advice on this, what you would have done.
Perfect. Looking forward to that.
All right.
So give us your craziest story. Or most
So, and
embarrassing,
this,
sorry.
y'all know what happens when a person eats an entire watermelon?
They shit themselves, right? That's got to be the answer.
Dude, so I growing up, I was grounded pretty much my entire life.
That tracks.
My entire childhood. Uh, I would get off grounding, and like 30 minutes later, I'd be grounded again. So I was grounded for the entire school year. I don't remember what I did, but my the last day of school rolls around, right? And I had eaten the day before. I ate an entire watermelon, like a huge watermelon. I fucking love watermelon. Right?
Okay.
So I eat this watermelon. The next day, it's the last day of school. I asked my mom, hey, since it's the last day of school, you said I'm grounded for the rest of the school year. Can I go out with my friends after school?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, but you have to be home by 3. And I think class let out, it was either noon or 11:30, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I lived 3 miles away. And if I hung out with my friends, I'd have to walk home because the bus wouldn't get me there, and I couldn't afford the city bus because I was a broke bitch living in the ghetto of Vegas.
Right.
And so I'm in school, or I finish school, meet up with my friends. We walk over to this Jack in the Box, which is about a mile further from my house. And
the cheapest, dirtiest tacos you can get, and they're so yummy.
You know it, man. That's the best. That's one of the best drunk foods out there is Jack in the Box tacos.
That's the equivalent of our Taco Bell, right?
No, it's way different. It's a burger joint.
What?
Yeah, it's a burger joint.
Yeah, their
Y'all talking
tacos
about
are like
tacos.
They have tacos, but they're a burger joint.
Their tacos are like soggy in the center, and then the outside is just a crisp shell that's like pinched together.
That sounds literally awful.
And they use square cheese.
It is terrible. Yeah, it's horrible. But if you're drunk, it's amazing. It's
Okay,
the only time.
I'll take y'all's word for it.
So we walk over to this Jack in the Box, and I'm sitting there, and we're just hanging out. I've got 2 girls. It's a couple of sisters that I had a huge crush on. The younger one, and the older one. She was pretty cute too. But the younger one is the one that I really liked.
So basically, they could both get it. Okay.
Yeah, I would have been happy to get it with both of them. Unfortunately, I was not the man that you see before you today, and that was never going to happen.
Mustacheless.
Oh man, I couldn't even grow up. I couldn't even grow peach fuzz, man. I probably shaved like 3 or once every 3 weeks, if that. So I'm talking to the younger one, right, the hotter one, and we're sitting at a table just chatting, and then all of a sudden, man, I started to feel a little bit of a rumbly in my tumbly, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, a little bubble in the guts.
Oh man, yeah, I was like, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. So like, I got to use the restroom real quick. I go in there, I pop a squat, and I'm getting ready, and then it goes away. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go back out, right? Wash my hands, go back out. I'm sitting there talking to her. I think another 30 minutes passes, and I'm like, all right, I need to start walking home or I'm going to be late, because if I'm not home by 3, I'm going to be grounded for the summer, right? So I start walking home.
I like where this is headed.
Like I said, this was a mile away from my school and 4 miles from my house.
Okay.
So I'm walking. I passed the school to get to my house, and right next to the school is a library. So I get about halfway between the Jack in the Box and the library when I get another rumble in my bumble there, and it was coming. It was coming, and I was not going to be able to stop it. I start moving a little quicker, right?
Yeah.
So no poop paralysis happened yet.
I'm looking like an old white lady with those the dumbbells, walking real fat, power walking. I got the cheeks clenched. I'm moving as quick as I can without loosening anything up, right?
Uh-huh.
And I get another, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes before I'm like, oh shit, no, this is coming. So I start running, right? I'm running, and it starts eking out my butthole, right?
Oh.
It's like a slow drizzle, right?
Slow drizzle.
Like rainwater down a gutter, bro. The worst part, though, I was wearing my Jinko shorts.
Oh, no, not the Jinkos.
Right. So I'm wearing my Jinko shorts, and this was before boxer briefs were popular. So I had boxers on, right? There's nothing to stop the flow. Nothing to stop the flow. And I'm running, so it's like splashing around in my shorts. Right?
Just falling out the bottom yet?
It's running down my leg, it's filling up my socks.
Oh God.
Right. So I finally get to this library. Okay. I fucking slam through those doors. I bust in there so fucking fast. I don't think the people at the front desk even saw me run in. I was moving so quick. The first door to my left is the bathroom. So I book it in there, right? Man, I'm not even kidding when I tell you this was a fucking biohazard zone. I bust in the stall, slam it shut, barely had time to lock it. I drop my trousers, and as soon as I like bend over to get my trousers around my ankles, my butt's like pointed at the wall, and it's like shotgun blast. That covers everything. The entire toilet, the both side walls, the entire back wall. Bro, I looked around, I looked at everything. I said, there is no way I could clean that up. There is no fucking way that was going to be clean. I would have had to get a mop, some buckets, and a fucking biohazard suit, man. It was nasty.
Somebody had to clean that shit up, though.
I wasn't sticking around to find out who.
So, did you make it home on time?
Bro, I took off my underwear. I took off my socks. I grabbed a bunch of toilet paper, wiped off my legs, made sure my shoes were clean, cleaned off the inside of my shorts as best I could.
Save the Jinkos. I love it.
Yeah, you know, Jinkos. You got to save the Jinkos.
That's right. That's right.
So I fucking pull my shorts back up, buckle up, start heading out like nothing happened. I start walking home. I get another 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
Oh no!
Still got a ways to go. When I get another little rumbly in my bumbly.
Oh God!
I was like, I'm not gonna power walk this one. I'm gonna fucking book it straight out the gate. I'm running down the street. Mind you, I was like, at this point, I was probably, I don't know, 90 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
And 20 of that was shit.
Yeah, I lost 20 of it and shit. So I'm booking it home, and I get, I don't know, another 1/2 mile or so when I hear a honk to my right.
Oh no!
I see some friends. I'm like, and they're not even like good friends. They're just like acquaintances from church. Right? I probably like I could count on one hand how many times I've talked to them. And I start, wait, like waving my hands, shouting, screaming, like running into the street to chase after them. They pulled over, and I run up like, dude, I got to go to the bathroom so bad. Please, can you give me a ride the rest of the way to home? And they're like, yeah, hop in, man. They started driving. They're like, man, I would have just gone in a bush. It's like, bro, it's not that kind of bathroom.
Dude, didn't you fucking stink by this point?
I think I cleaned up well enough that I didn't. And I mean, I got rid of I got rid of.
You got rid of the underwear and the fucking socks.
Yeah, I think the socks were salvageable and were in my pocket, but it didn't really smell. So, and plus the whole running probably aired them out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm in their truck. They're driving me home. They're like, man, I would have just gone in that bush. Well, as we're driving, we're getting up to my neighborhood, and I see my sister and her 2 best friends are walking over to the house. And one of her best friends, I had a bit of a crush on as well.
Oh,
she ended up being my first girlfriend. But I had a bit of a crush on her. I was like, shit, dude. I'm not going to have time to make it upstairs so that nobody hears this. So I'm going to be going in the bathroom right next to the front door. I have to try and finish before they get to the house. That did not work. I sounded like a fucking trumpet player being eaten by a fucking elephant, dude. It was loud. It was loud, it was obnoxious, and it stank. Jesus. Like a fucking green fog. When I left that bathroom, I opened that bathroom door. It was a fucking cloud, man.
Just put your head down and go upstairs.
That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Hey, at least you got the girl at some point.
Yeah, it was it's a Hallmark movie, you know?
Yeah.
Guy shits his pants and still gets the girl.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's the story of my life, though. Will you ever get poop paralysis when you got to take a shit and you just like, you have to clench so hard that like if you move, it's coming out. So you just have to stand there and gut it out.
Yep.
Dude, that's the worst.
Okay. So when I was in the Navy, somebody was telling me a story, right? I don't know how true this is, but somebody was telling me a story that in Mexico, there's a show, not a donkey show. Get your mind out of there, Saint or Tyler.
You get it right.
Eventually. So they have a show where they have a giant jar of money. Everybody coming into the show pays their money into this jar. And this lady lays on the floor, and if you can shit on her face, you get the money. I know you're thinking that this is going to be easy, right?
Uh-huh.
But she blows on your butthole.
She what?
She will blow on your butthole as you're getting ready to shit, and it forces it to clench up.
Huh. We're gonna have to test this theory.
That's what I'm talking about.
who?
Paralysis
I don't know,
for.
somebody's gonna blow my butthole though. That's how we're gonna figure this out. Because
Well,
I don't think
You like the butt stuff.
I don't think any amount of blowing stopping what's coming out
I don't
my
know
ass.
anybody who would willingly blow on your butthole.
Dude, I can name at least 3 people.
I mean,
At least 3.
That you still talk
he's
to?
at least had one person that licked his butthole. So I mean, blowing on the butthole ain't a far cry.
Yeah.
That'd be willing to do it.
You wouldn't take one for the team
Not
and just
at
blow
all.
into my
Go
asshole?
Fuck yourself, dog.
I'd blow into your asshole for you.
Of course you would. You like buttholes.
There we go. That's how you could test it. Blow into his asshole.
No,
Yeah.
don't come near my butthole.
Yeah, dude.
You
See,
stay
it
the
ain't,
fuck
even,
away
it
from
ain't
me.
even gotta be me. We can blow in your butthole.
No.
When you come
That's
to
what I'm
Cincinnati,
saying. You
Wade.
stay away from my butthole.
I'm not sure yet now.
All right. So as a medical professional, if somebody was taking a leak and they had to stop midstream and the force of their piss was so strong that it blew, you've seen Stranger Things? Mm-hmm. That it demigorgoned the head of their penis. How would you react to that? Because that's exactly what happened to me.
I'll tell you exactly how I'd react, right? I'd walk in. How can I help you today? You tell your story, tell me what happened, show me it. And I would go like this. I would immediately turn to my partner.
And laugh. Dude, I'm telling
I
you.
would be trying not to.
When I went to
It would take everything.
When I went to the hospital, the nurse got down, nosed the penis like, you should to examine it, and
Yeah,
put it in her hand, and she started laughing. And
I don't think that was from the blown part though.
It might have been, it might not have been, the devil's in the details. So,
Yeah.
so then the doctor comes in and he gets down there, first name basis with my penis, and he's nose to nose in his hand, and he starts fucking laughing. Man, dude, I had to sit down and pee for 3 months or stand in the shower and pee. And I couldn't have sex that whole time, dude. Let me tell you, it still hurts when I nut big. Like if I get a good, big, nasty nut, like I still feel it. Like I have PTSD, dude. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I feel like I've asked this question again, but have you ever fucking had the giggle squirts is what I call them? Where you come so good it makes you laugh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever had the giggle squirts, Wade?
I can't say I have, but I can also be completely silent for all of that. Like I don't have to make noise. That like the noise and the grunting and all that shit. That's something I do for them.
Sure. I don't think honestly, dude, like I've met in obviously I work in a factory. So all the dudes fucking talk. It's worse than a goddamn cook line at a fucking restaurant. And so all these guys are talking and I don't think I've ever heard one that straight up says oh man, yeah, I got to do this or whatever. They're like, nah, we can just lay there and fucking take it and just, this is great.
Yeah,
What a
pretty
good
much.
view.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but I have had the giggle comes before.
Yeah, I've had the giggle comes.
I've had almost like a panic attack afterwards. Like fucking my fingers start tingling and fucking curl up. My fucking lips start pursing because I was breathing too fast.
Oh shit. Was that Tammy? Did Tammy do that to you?
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
All right. All right. Well, that's it for our first segment. We're going to take a break and come right back. A little pause for the cause. Yep. Be right back. Do you love podcasts? Of course you do. That's why you're here. But you know what's even better than listening to a podcast? Making your own. That's right, and Anchor makes it simple. I'm your favorite host, MC Tyler Havlin, and I'm telling you, go download the Anchor app today, Anchor FM. They have all the tools you need to get started today. And best part is, it's totally free. They push it out to all the major platforms like Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. So get started today, people. Go download the app, Anchor FM. I'll wait. Do it now. And we're back. And let me tell you, fellas, dude, I've been raw dogging life so fucking long that this bitch done gave me an ATD, man. I'm fucking telling you what.
An ATD?
Yeah, adultual transmitted depression.
Oh.
This shit sucks, dude. I hate being a goddamn adult. It's the worst.
You see, it was funny when I was at the Comic-Con today, or yesterday, rather. I was sitting there talking to one of my buddies and then also one of the vendors, and we were sitting there talking about, you know, just eventually getting to the point that you can afford all the cool shit you wanted when you were a kid.
Uh-huh. When does that happen?
Yeah, I'm
For
still
me?
waiting.
For me right now, like I can afford all the cool shit that I wanted when I was a kid. So, like, and as you saw, I walked in today with a fucking statue.
Yeah.
So, and like I bought swords or whatever. Well, as soon as I get home, my nephew is like checking out the swords that I bought to replace old ones that were cheap and shitty when I was 18 years old that I bought. And now that I'm fucking, 31, 31, I had to think about it. I don't know how old I am anymore. So now that I'm 31, I can afford, a $200 sword that looks like it's fucking good ass quality and not $50. He's like, I can't wait till I afford this. I'm like, how old are you? And he was like, oh, I'm 11. And I was like, you got 20 years, dog. And then you'll be able to afford it.
Fuck them kids anyways. And fuck Austin St. John, since we're on the subject of your fucking Comic-Con. Look,
I have a present for you. I want you to know that.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you get a picture with him?
No.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see what this. I love presents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. All right.
Can't wait.
Anyways, we're back with Wade Spinlove, who's spent a good majority of his adult life paramedicing. Don't know that that's a word. We tried to figure this out, but that's what we're going to go with. Paramedicing. That's really, that's hard to say. That's like Irish wristwatch, trying to say that. Can you say?
That is hard.
Right?
Irish wrist watch. Wow.
Yeah. Can you say it, Shorty?
No, and I'm not even going to.
I can do it just because I've practiced.
Yeah.
Irish wristwatch.
Yeah. But you
All
got
right,
that big ass pause in there.
I got one for you, Saint. Here's one you can try and say. Whether the weather be cool or whether the weather be hot, whatever the weather will weather the weather, whether we like it or not.
That's too much, dude. My brain don't work that long. Like it's
Whether the weather be hot, whether the weather be cold. What was the rest of it?
Whether the weather be cold, whether the weather be hot, whatever the weather will weather the weather, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss.
I need that written down. I need that written down.
All right, so the purpose of this segment is to learn about some of the funny shit that you've encountered, out on the road. In your ambulance, not an ambulance driver, a paramedicer.
You're not allowed to drive the ambulance? Is that what I'm picking up?
No, I can drive the ambulance, but we get a lot of people call us ambulance drivers, and I've paid like close to $30,000 to get to where I'm at to be a paramedic. So to spend 30 grand to be called an ambulance driver, it's like a kick in the balls, man.
Right.
And as we know, you don't want to hurt the Johnson because, paramedics, doctors, and nurses will all laugh at you.
Yep. Speaking of hurting the penis, I had a patient one time. We were dropping somebody off at the hospital, and the hospital said that they were transferring a patient out to another hospital. And so I was on my internship. My preceptor was like, "Oh yeah, we'll take it. We'll take that one." So he called our dispatch and said, "Hey, we're going to take this call out of the hospital." Blah 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 blah. And then he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, you're going to love this one," and hands me the paperwork. So I go over to the nurse. I start asking what's going on, and this is the story she tells me. This guy, a year before, had gone into a hospital, one of the hospital that we were going to be taking him to, because he put a pen in his pee pee hole.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right?
Ow.
That was
Oh.
his thing. That was how he got off. He put pens in his pee pee hole.
Motherfucker, that's how you stop getting off.
That's how you unalive.
So it gets worse. All right. When he pulled the pen out, the pen cap wasn't there anymore.
Oh no.
It was one of those what is it like what's the brand?
Bic.
Dick?
I don't, maybe it was a Bic. It's like the thin caps with like the 3 holes on the top.
Yeah. Oh my
So,
God, dude. Did
yeah.
you have to do like open penis surgery on that?
Well, when he went into the hospital for it, they said we're gonna have to do surgery. So he was like, "Yeah, no, nobody's cutting open my penis," and he went home.
Oh.
Then a
man.
year later, he comes back and he goes to the worst hospital in Vegas and doesn't tell them there's a pen cap in there. Instead, he says, "Yeah, I'm having trouble peeing." Now, if anybody knows anything about medicine, the first thing that they're going to do if you can't pee is put a catheter up there.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, no.
Oh.
And he's already got a pen cap in there. So they shove this catheter in there. Now, first off, when they put the catheter in, they then blow up a balloon,
Oh.
and it's supposed to sit like at the end of the inside of your dick.
Mm-hmm.
So it fills up, and then it won't come back through the pee-pee hole because the balloon's
And
too
now,
big.
hold on, correct me if I'm wrong, but they like shove it all the way up into your bladder,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
they do, just to clarify, they do like an MRI or X-ray or whatever to see, right?
They'll do like a CT.
Okay,
Yeah.
CT scan. That's what it's.
Oh my God, dude. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
So they shove this catheter in there, and they're wondering why the balloon isn't sitting right. It keeps falling into the dick hole, or into the wand, you know.
The Wong.
The wand, yeah. It's like on Harry Potter, each of the wands, they have something special inside, like phoenix feather, hair. This one's a catheter and a pen cap.
Oh
You
my
know.
God.
So they shove this sucker in there, and they're wondering why it won't stay. They're wondering why it's not working. Well, get this. They turned the fucking pen cap sideways
Oh God.
because they were like, why is there so much resistance? Push, 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 push.
No.
The way they do this, they're not gentle either. They grab the shaft and they just shove that shit in.
Oh fuck!
Oh, I wish the video was working for that one.
Oh. Jesus.
So they shove that
Christ.
shit in there. Pen cap goes sideways. They're wondering why they can't get the catheter to stay. So they take him to CT to get an image, right? They come back with the image and they go to him. They're like, "Hey man, you got something you want to tell us?" So he finally tells them what happened. Now the pen cap is sideways. He really can't pee because he doesn't have those 3 little holes for it to eke out of.
Man.
So it was like one piss was taking him 10 minutes at minimum.
My dick
So-
hurts right now.
Yeah, don't explode it again, bro. So
Fuck.
we take him down to the hospital. He tells me he needs to pee, so I give him a urinal, and I have to stand there and wait for 15 minutes while he's trying to piss, and it's just not working well for him. And he has to have that surgery emergently now, or he's not going to be able to piss.
Right.
And if you can't piss, you die. That's the end of it.
Pretty much. I mean, your shit's going to explode. You're going to go septic. It's fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff there.
Wow.
I mean, imagine all that urine floating around in the free bits of your stomach.
Mm-mm. Man, that was painful to listen to. Did you get this guy's number at least? Like, get a follow up? Like, hey man, can I give you a call in a month and see how you're doing?
I didn't. I could have requested an update for the records, but that hospital is just. It's not as easy as other hospitals in town to get those records. So I was lazy and I didn't care.
So
I just assumed his dick fell off and he died.
so when you drive, are you driving them like from when you pick them up? Do you drive them to the closest hospital, or do you have a set one you go to?
It depends. So here in Vegas, we have a ton of different hospitals.
Right.
If like with this guy, the hospital we were taking him from told us which one we had to take him to. If we're doing a 911 call, it's typically whatever hospital they want, with a couple exceptions.
Well, I imagine it's a lot like here where we have 4, maybe 5 hospitals, all in about a 20 to 30 mile range, and each one, like we have a bare bones one that is a hospital, has basic equipment, yada yada yada, and then one with a little bit more extensive shit, and then one that has a little bit more shit, and then one that's equipped with like fucking everything.
So sort of, we have a lot more hospitals than that,
right?
Like a lot more, and like for pretty much wherever you're at in town, with the exception of Northeast Las Vegas, you are really not farther than a 10-minute drive from any hospital.
Oh wow!
Like, we've actually got 2 hospitals. They're right across the street from each other.
Really?
So are hospitals in Vegas like hospitals here, where like you're only allowed to own a hospital here if it's a religious thing?
Mary.
No,
because every hospital here is St. Luke, St. Elizabeth,
St. Mary.
Yeah, Mercy, which is like
we have the St. Rose chain of hospitals. There's like 4 of them, and then they have like little standalone ERs where they're not like actual hospitals, but they have emergency capabilities, and then they will call an ambulance to transport them out all the time.
Gotcha.
But we have like Centennial Hills Hospital. So they're all named after, like, or a lot of them are named after the area that they're in.
Okay.
So Centennial Hills, Southern Hills, Mountain View, Henderson Hospital, Spring Valley Hospital. So most of them are named after the area they're in.
Well, I'll have you know, I just busted a nut with my bare hands. It was a walnut. Man. How long is this?
Walnut?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you call nuts on a wall?
A walnut.
What do you call nuts on a chest?
Chestnut.
What do you call nuts on a pea?
Peanut.
What do you call nuts on a chin?
My dick in your mouth.
You had to ruin my joke.
Yes, I did. As soon as you asked, what do you call? I knew where it was going.
I know you do, because I've tried to tell you that one before. You fucked it up last time too.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, he's proud of that. I don't know how long this has been here.
I don't know, but
Reno brought him with him.
Well, I just put nuts in my mouth. So what's your next story? What you got for us next?
All right. So I told the penis story. So I get a lot of homeless people, a lot of people on meth, a lot of people.
A lot of Methanies.
Oh yeah.
Did tell Bethany I'm not making fun of her name. I said Methany, not Bethany.
So she can hear you. She's still on the couch.
She hate me yet?
Probably, but maybe not. She was hanging out with my motorcycle club all night last night. She did pretty well. So
okay.
So we get a lot of meth people, and there was one time I showed up on scene, and Metro was out there. Oh, mind you, here in Vegas, it's not like a lot of other places in the country where heroin is the predominant drug. Here, it's the 24-hour city, the city that never sleeps, right?
It's speed.
So everybody wants to be on meth and speed, because they want to be up all night.
So there's a lack of teeth in Las Vegas, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, big time, yeah. And if you go down to Boulder City, that's where all the hookers hang out, and they don't got no teeth either. So
yeah,
you would love it down there.
Dude, I never had a gum job.
You would love it down there, man. I can't guarantee you'd come out clean, but oh shit, no, I got a story. Actually, this one's less about paramedic. This actually was on Friday night.
Oh shit, recent.
Are you allowed to tell this story?
I can tell the story. I'll have to omit what the club was doing, but
okay.
We were all standing outside doing some shit, and we start hearing some yelling, and it's just screaming at the top of this lady's lungs as we see her fucking roll out of a car.
I like it already.
This hooker was in this car. Somebody opened the door and fucking kicked her ass out. And as she rolls out, she's like, "You motherfucker, give me my fucking fucking money. God, the car just fucking zooms off, takes off. She's like hollering, grabbing her shit, like, motherfucker, give me my fucking money.
So they got a blowy and bounced.
Yep.
That's my kind of price. Free is for me.
Jesus.
That's why you got to get the money up front, man.
Yeah, no shit. That's just a bad business model. Like, if you're going to be a prostitute, always get that shit up front. Get the down payment, all right?
At least the down payment.
The down payment, then get down.
I mean, you're not going to eat a bag of chips before you buy it, right?
Exactly right.
Sometimes you get a little hungry in the grocery store.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that too, but generally speaking, you know, but you're also like, if you're paying for it, that means you're an upstanding guy. If you start eating it, I've also done this too. You eat the Snickers bar or whatever, and then you just put the wrapper down on the shelf, just keep walking, you know?
Man, I knew you motorcycle guys were trouble.
Hey, this was when I was a teenager, all right? I'm an upstanding guy now.
Out here eating Snickers bars and just...
I got kicked out of
when I'm hungry, man.
I got kicked out of a Kroger when I was like 14 years old on a church trip because we walked in there, we were doing something, or we were heading down to camp and we all stopped to get like snacks and shit. And so I walk in and my friends are taking fucking forever. So I just decide that I'm going to open up a fucking like king size Reese's cups or whatever, where it's got the 4 in them. So I'm sitting there walking and I'm snacking or whatever. Fucking Kroger comes up and they're like, somebody from that works there or whatever, like, sir, we're gonna have to ask you to come with us. I'm like, okay, fuck it, why not? You know? So I walk with them and they're like, empty your pockets. And I'm holding the wrapper in my hand. So I'm like, I don't, okay. So I empty my pockets, whatever. I got my wallet. They're like, were you intending on paying for that? I'm like, yeah. Well, this isn't how we operate, blah, blah, blah. They start reprimanding me. Took the fucking, like, I had 2 in there still. They took it from me, then kicked me out of the goddamn store because I was supposed to pay for it, then eat it. And I'm like, I wasn't even leaving the store yet.
You got 2 Reese's for free is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I know. It was fucking stupid. I come walking outside. My youth pastor's out there just chilling, waiting for everybody to come out. And he's like, oh, you didn't get anything? I'm like, I couldn't.
Well, see, here's the thing. You could have went and then bought a regular Reese cup and then had your king size.
I guess.
Maths, man. You got to math that
stupid.
shit right.
I was just confused by the whole scenario, dude. I was no longer hungry and wanted a snack. I was more confused.
And y'all are making me hungry now.
Hey, man.
I'm fucking starving.
I had some Mickey D's. I'm good.
I did at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. All right, give us one more story before we go.
All right, so this I pull up on scene for this meth call.
Meth call.
And yeah.
That's the technical term.
Yeah, like paramedicing. Paramedicing and pee-pee hole. So I pull up on scene, and you can always tell which ones are the meth calls. They all come across. There's a few ways they come across on our screens. You know, they'll be something crazy like chest pain, but they'll be at like a gas station. Oh shit! No, I'm gonna divert. Sorry, I got a way better story.
Okay.
Since we've been on the subject of penises for so long, I got one more good one.
It's never gonna stop. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I got plenty of penis stories. So we get a call, right? And this is the first time I've ever seen this. Every single call gets a number code and a name, right? So like 10 Delta would be chest pain that has some severe symptoms as well.
So they couldn't just say chest pain with severe symptoms?
No, it's a number and then a letter, and that the number is the type of call. So like chest pain is 10, shortness of breath is 6, 17 is falls, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the letter is the severity, right? So 10 alpha would be chest pain on somebody who's under 25 years old.
Okay.
Right, and that's usually an anxiety attack.
Mm-hmm. Very familiar.
We had the number code. I don't remember what it was, and then it said penis problems was the descriptor. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. First off, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm reading the notes, and it says it was like a 38-year-old male noticed black spots on his genitals. Confirmed syphilis.
And they
like,
need an ambulance for this?
I'm like, hold on a second. If you were already diagnosed with syphilis and now you've got black spot, I'm just curious, right? So I'm like, all right, where am I going? It's at a fucking elementary school.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm super curious now. Like, what is happening? Is this like a fucking child molester? Like, is this a teacher that like is at school and is like, hey, my pee-pee don't look right. I need to go to the hospital, right? There's numerous things flying through my head about this, right? So we pull up, and on the sidewalk in front of the school, I knew exactly which person it was. I took one look at this dude and I was like, that's him. That's the guy, right? He had long black hair, kind of looked Italian a little bit, right? But that long black hair was greasy.
Oh,
like it looks like he woke up and brushed his hair with Pizza Hut. So like, I mean, it was greasy and nasty. He had like the acne and all that shit, right? He's wearing the baggy clothes that signify that he doesn't give a shit about his appearance, you know. He looked like the dude that pees in Mountain Dew bottles while he's playing World of Warcraft in his mom's basement. That was the epitome of this guy.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as I saw that motherfucker, I was like, that's him. He did it. He's the one. Right. So we pull up. I hop out of the ambulance. I go over to talk to him. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? And he just starts talking about his dick. I was like, hold on. Let's get into the ambulance and away from the elementary school before you start talking about
right.
dick.
Let's get into a safe environment.
Yeah. So we get in the back of the ambulance. My partner goes up front to drive. And I was like, hey, man, pull us around the corner. I don't want to do this at the elementary school. So my partner moves the ambulance, and we just kind of park. I wanted to kind of get the story here.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells me, he says, well, I have syphilis, and this morning when I woke up, I was masturbating, and it hurt, and I noticed all these little black spots all over. I was like, okay. He goes, so I showed my mom.
No.
He goes, so I showed my mom, and she said I should go to the hospital. Like, how old are you, man? 38. Like, so you showed your mom, and she said you should go to the hospital. Okay. Is there a chance that you could have another STD? Well, my girlfriend has herpes, but she prefers anal, so that's what we do. So I told my partner we could start going, and this whole time he's like looking, he's gripping that steering wheel, like white knuckling the shit out of it. I look in the rearview mirror, so I could see his face, and he's just sitting here doing everything he can not to laugh. And I think we're probably gonna lose the Zoom here in a second, so I'll try and hurry up. But we're taking him down to the hospital, and I was like, "Why are you at an elementary school?" Oh, I started walking to the hospital, and he's like fucking 8 miles away from the hospital.
Oh my God. His mom wouldn't give him a ride?
His mom probably didn't have a car. I mean, look at the person she raised. How much class did you really expect to be there? You know what I mean?
Solid point.
So he's walking. He doesn't make it very far, maybe 5 minutes down the road before he's like, I'm tired. I need to go to the school and ask somebody to call 911 for me. I just wish I could see the looks on the administrators' faces as he used the school phone to tell the dispatchers that he was having problems with his masturbation and his black spots on his dick.
And his mom told him to go to the hospital. Mom kicked me out, so I need to go to the hospital.
So I'm talking to him like, all right, well, and now most of the time, if you call an ambulance and you've got some shit going on with your penis, unless it's like a trauma, no paramedic's going to want to look at it, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to see that shit. But I was curious. I wanted to know what these black spots looked like. I was like, is it herpes? Is it poo shards from his fucking booty adventures? Like, I wanted to know. So I was like, all right, well, you're gonna have to show me what you're working with there. And so he drops trowel, and it was like little black specks. It was like bits of the skin it was like bits of his penis screen was dying, like the pixels were dying. You know what I'm saying?
There was a glitch in the Matrix, and his penis just didn't make it through.
He left it behind. Fucking.
Jesus Christ.
He took the yellow pill. So, get him down to the hospital, and I'm getting him checked in, and the nurse is like, "Oh fuck, this guy again."
What the fuck?
He was just here the other day, and we told him he had syphilis. I don't know what he expects to be different now. It's like, well, now it hurts to masturbate. That's important. He wants to get that fixed.
Yeah, no doubt.
Apparently his digging for gold is fucking booty adventures isn't quite enough for him anymore. He's got to take matters into his own hand, you know?
Yeah. Did you find out what the black spots were?
I never did. I have a feeling because so with the emergency rooms, they don't really diagnose a lot of things. They're there for emergencies. So when you come in for something that's not an emergency, they're going to give you ibuprofen and a referral somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll run some tests and make sure it's not an emergency. You know, like when my balls swelled up, they ran through the ultrasound and the CT and all the bullshit, and they were like, "Well, we don't see anything wrong, so here's some ibuprofen. Call a urologist."
Are your balls okay now?
They're okay now.
Because that shit was like werewolf balls or something, dude. Like they only got sun goes down, my balls swell up. What the fuck is that?
It was and it was so much worse. Like because I ride a motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you got swollen balls and you're just fucking vibrating.
Maybe it was all the motorcycling.
That's what I was wondering and then the doctor was like, you know, you probably shouldn't ride your motorcycle for a little while. So I drove the truck and the same shit happened. I was driving the truck down to the bar and it was like still hurting.
Was there black spots on your balls?
There was no black spots. It was just like swollen up and the left side hurt worse than the right side. Bro, I thought because you know like there's something called testicular torsion, right, where your ball twists inside the sac, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't get that taken care of right away, your baby maker don't work no more. I mean, you could still get a boner and you could still do whatever, but you're not gonna be fertile.
Yeah, you're just shooting downsies at that point.
Right. I've still got plenty of love to give to the world. You know what I'm saying? So that was important to me. I need those. I need every little sperm I got. I got super sperm. It was going to turn to regular sperm if my ball fell off. You know? Yeah. So it was everything seems to be okay now. I don't know what happened. I still get occasional pain. Actually, I got occasional pain on Wednesday night, and then one of the guys in my club fucking sack tapped me.
Oh,
it was not a pleasant feeling. In front of the Germans too.
The Germans. All right, so here's how we end this thing.
What's that supposed to mean?
Here we go.
We have a couple of guys from the club from Germany. So they're here for our annual pig roast, and you know. I don't want them to see me looking like a little bitch getting taken to the ground from a ball shot, you know, when nobody else that got a ball shot hit the ground.
Everyone just did a little flinch or whatever, and you're on the fucking ground wheezing. I get you.
I didn't actually hit the ground, but I did hit the chair in front of me.
All right. Well, look, here's how we close these things out. I'm going to say that's all we got for today. Wade, I'm going to need you to say in the meantime. Can you handle the assignment?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, so that's all we got for today.
In the meantime.
In the betweens time.
Remember, a G spot ain't just where you hang out with the homies. Cue the music. We out.